Hi there everybody, it's UK independent demonstrator Halsey here from slimandstylish.com. Thank you for joining me today. Today I am playing with the lined alphabet photopolymer stamp set from the Stampin' Up annual catalogue, and also with Botanical Bliss, also from the Stampin' Up annual catalogue, but this one is a red rubber stamp set, so this is your cling stamp set, and this one here is photopolymer, so you can see through it. The lined alphabet stamp set I think is so handy to have in your collection because you can personalise any card, you can make any sentiment you want using it. So if you were to ask me which one of the alphabets, this was the one I'd go for. And I've created this hello notelet. I think hello is a really helpful card as well. I have quite a few of these. You can just send a hello out for anything. Hello, it's your birthday. Hello, I hope you feel better. Hello, why don't you pop round for a coffee? That sort of thing. So I do quite like having hello cards on hand. So I've got a piece of Whisper White. It doesn't matter the measurements because I'm going to cut this up anyway. But I've got my lined alphabet. I've got my H, my E, my LL and my O. You can draw a line if you want to. I haven't. I'm going to just try and do it overhead and make sure it's semi-straight. So I'm just going to move it down a bit. Hopefully you can see through my hand as I'm going. So there's my H. My E. I want it to touch the H. I want to try and keep this all close so that I can get my measurements right. My L, and you're going to see before me if I'm going completely bonkers with this and I've gone offline, but it's kind of looking a bit straight at the moment for me, so I'm kind of happy. And my O, it's so hard when your head's not right above, you're in where my head would normally be, to make sure that that was straight. But there's my hello. Now for cutting this, I don't actually have any measurements. I'm not going to tell you what measurements on my card because it's how close you've stamped it. And what you want to do is you want to make sure you've got the same margin around the card. So I'm going to cut that down. So it's probably... Yeah, I'm happy with that margin. So I want that sort of margin on the bottom as well. This is very much by eye. This is so not technical. There we go, and then I reckon probably not much. Is that about right? No, I've just noticed it's not straight. I've been a bit of a donut when cutting that. Is that straight now? Yeah, just straighten the top bit up. I can't remember which bit was the fat bit. It wasn't massively out, it was just a little bit, and we need to do the top bit, don't we? Was it the top that I ain't got straight? Yeah. There we go. Hello. After fiddling around with it. Now to colour this one in, I'm using my blends. I'm going to be using Seaside Spray, the dark and the light. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here with a dark one a couple of times, just as a line. And then I'm going to go wherever there will be a shadow on the H. Same with the E. And very much sticking to this side of the card for my shadows. L. L and O. Okay, with the light Seaside Spray, I'm just going to blend that in. And I'm using the brush tip now. I love the fact that there's a bullet tip and a brush tip on our blends because it just means that you can get into any part and you can do any sort of colour in it. It's great, I think. And I'm not going to worry about blending it in too much. I quite like having that sort of shadow on it. Up to you how you colour yours, but that's how I quite like mine. think it looks like it's gleaming a little bit then, and especially when you bring the colour lifter in at the end. So if you've bought the blends, there are also some separate colours you can get. There is the ivory, the bronze and the colour lifter. I would definitely recommend all three because I'm a blends fanatic, but the colour lifter is particularly useful when you're doing different cards. It helps give different elements and colours in, and even if you just use a little bit of it, it just gives sort of a dimension to the colouring, so I do like that. Around we go, make sure I haven't missed any. Hello, missed a bit there. So the colour lifter, I'm going to come in, and where I had put the dark, I'm going to put the colour lifter over where I put the light. So the dark was all on this side, I'm going to come on this side with the colour lifter. Just to give it that sort of, what's it called, oh, I know the word for this. It starts off dark and goes to like ombre effect. Okay, so we've got smoky slate light, and with the smoky slate light I'm going to go round the word just to make it pop, and so I'm going to go around the outline completely. I think putting a shadow around the word it makes it pop off the page a little bit, and I think emphasises your blending. So there we go. It gives it a bit more of a pop. Now that's cut down, I'm going to grab my cardstock, and I've also got some scrap Whisper White because I'm going to blend it. I'm going to speed it up while I blend it so you don't have to sit here and watch me keep blending flowers all the time. But I'm going to be using the flower from the Botanical Bliss set. I've got some scrap grid paper to put this over. This here is 8.5 centimetres by 8.5 centimetres by 12.8. I'm so used to having 9.5 centimetres by 13.8 that I get it wrong, but this is 12.8 by 8.5 centimetres, and I'm just going to stamp my flower all over it. That first one stamped a bit funny. I think my chamois was perhaps a little bit too wet and it's picked up. There we go. That's better. I think I'd wiped it with my chamois and it had left water on there, and that's why it had smudged first of all, so I'm going to just redo that. I'm going to create a background of these, and then I'm also going to stamp two separate ones. I'm going to colour them in using the dark pineapple punch, the light granny apple green, and both of the seaside sprays that you saw earlier. And I'm actually going to stamp two additional ones onto this sheet of paper. I'm going to colour them, and then I'm going to fussy cut them out. And what I'll do is I'll fasten up the screen or the video, pop some music over the top, so that it only takes a minute or so rather than you sitting and watching me colouring. Once I've coloured them in, I'm going to do the dark seaside spray there on those bits and on that bit. I'm then going to colour over it all with a light seaside spray. The middle bit is going to be with the dark pineapple punch, and the leaves on the side is just going to be with a light granny apple green. And then once I've finished the flower, I'm going to go round the outside with a light smoky slate like I did on the hello words. And then once I've finished it, these ones here I'm going to fussy cut out. Okay, so I'll see you in a few minutes when I've finished doing that. Right, so now that we've put those all in, I've coloured them all, I've fussy cut. I have made a little bit of an error. I noticed partway through colouring, but save starting again. It was just down the bottom here. You know, I said that I thought my stamp had a bit too much water on from the chamois. It obviously did, and it smudged a little bit, but I'm going to pop... I have a little ribbon tail here, so I'm going to make sure that the ribbon tail falls over that. So next up is actually the ribbon. So I'm using the Seaside Spray Shimmer Ribbon. This was in the... help me out, it was in the autumn winter catalogue. It's carried over, so you should still be able to purchase it from my store, and I have just cut 2 pieces of it like that. My hello, I'm going to want somewhere about there. So the hello, if we show you here, sits over the top of the first piece of the ribbon with a little bit shining at the bottom. So if I want my hello there, then I need the ribbon to go sort of there. Okay, so to make sure that goes in the right place, I'm just going to grab a glue dot. I'm going to pop it there. And put the ribbon over the top. I'm going to do exactly the same just below it because there's 2 ribbon lines on this. It's leaving just a slight gap and put a new ribbon on. There we go. Turn that over and using your snail. Where's my snail? There it is. Just stick that down. Because I've put the glue on the back now, I'm actually going to stick this to the base card. So I'm using Smoky Slate. I'm just going to adhere that onto there. The base card is 9.5 centimetres by 13.8 centimetres. And then what I'm going to do is stick my hello down. I'm going to be using some dimensionals for that, just to pop it up. So I'm going to put 5 on, 1 in each corner, but I'm also going to put 1 in the middle, because when it's a biggish strip like that, I like to make sure it pops up all the way over. There we go, so it's just over the 1 strip of ribbon. You can still see it at the bottom, but not over the next one. And then this bit here was what I was talking about. That's my mess up. So I'm just going to cut 2 pieces of ribbon. 1, 2. And I'm going to stick them on like that to create a little ribbon tail. So I need my glue dots again. Stuck that completely over the glue dot. Very selfish glue dotting that. If you're clever, you could have done half and half and saved yourself a glue dot, but I never thought about that. So there's my other tail over there. So it covers that little mess that I said I'd made. And then these 2 here, I'm going to pop those out. So I'm going to work out where I'm going to stick them first. So I'm going to stick that one there, which means that I want my dimensional to be on that little part of the flower. Okay, so let's stick that down. And then this one, yeah, I think like that. So again, I put my dimensional down the bit that's not going to be onto the hello. And then all I'm going to do with my glue dots is just pop 1 under each flower to stick it to the hello sheet. So 1 there. on there. There we are. I've got my base. So here's my card base. This is a thick Whisper White, cut in half and scored in half. So I'm just going to fold that over and burnish it. And stick that on there. And then finally, to finish up, I've got some crystal effects, and I've also got some rhinestones. So I'm going to put 3 rhinestones across here just to give it a little bit of twinkle, because it's got that gorgeous shimmer ribbon on. It's already shimmering anyway, but I just want to make it shimmer even more. I like the glitter. Oh, got a non-sticky one. I say non-sticky, when I stand up and this goes over my slipper, you watch, I'll have sticker stuck in my slipper and it'll be very sticky then. So there we go. And my shimmery crystal effects, I'm just putting in at the centre of the flower, just there, to really pop it up and give it some glitter and dimension. And that is my hello card. When the crystal effects has dried, you'll see it goes like this. It's quite nice. It's very 3D-ish. So that will look nice on the card. And there is the card all finished and done. What do you think? I quite love this card. I do like using the lined alphabet set. You can get it from my store if you go to slimandstylish.com. Go up to the banner and click on buy. It's in my store. The sets are Botanical, Bliss and lined alphabet, and you know where to find the blends. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to use my hostess code if you are purchasing, and I'll send you out a little gift as a thank you. Do subscribe and click below if you like the link, and come back and see my other videos. Cheers everybody, bye.